With regards to injury rehabilitation, the management of injured players in rugby is generally centered on an early return to play approach, and this happens despite the best practice principles that are available. The BokSmart Return to Play position statement, which suggests a best clinical practice approach in managing the return to play process, is available for download on www.boksmart.com.
Once a diagnosis has been made, one should implement the best evidence-based or best practice medical management and rehabilitation strategy for it. This should be prioritized to ensure that the players heal and recover properly and as quickly as possible. Once the initial rehabilitation has been completed, the player first needs to be medically cleared by their treating physician, doctor or appropriate medical professional to be able to return to training and match play. Once the player has been medically cleared, and before returning to play, the player should ideally be assessed and cleared by their treating physiotherapist or biokineticist using a functional rugby and injury-specific fitness test. Being medically cleared alone does not guarantee a successful return to play.
The final phase of rehabilitation should be performed on field, with the player and their injured body part being progressively exposed to the specific physical demands of the game and their playing position. Once the player can adequately tolerate the rugby-specific demands, has gained sufficient general and specific fitness, enters contact situations with confidence and is symptom-free, they should undergo a functional or injury-specific fitness test for return to play.
Here we rely on the clinical training or on-field experience of the health professional to devise a test battery that is appropriate to the original diagnosis. The functional assessment should be performed before a practice or training session while the player is not fatigued. The assessment should be preceded by a progressive warm-up. If the player passes the specific fitness test battery without any complications, the player should be included in the practice session that follows.
If the player completes the fitness test and the ensuing practice session and experiences no pain, apprehension or symptoms, they should be cleared for return to play. However, return to play should be a phased process whereby the player is gradually introduced to increased match or game time during the following weeks. For example, playing the last 10 minutes in the second half for week 1, the last 20 minutes in week 2, the whole second half in week 3, starting the match in week 4.
Should any weaknesses or imbalances be identified during any stage of this process, they should be addressed on an ongoing basis, even once the player no longer shows any signs or symptoms and is returned to play. The return to play process, if applied properly, will make the game safer for the players involved and will ultimately add to the longevity of players' rugby careers. Ensuring that players are safer and well managed when presenting with an injury will also encourage more people to play the game.
It is so important not to play when injured, as you not only let yourself down, but also the team. When you are injured, make sure that you follow the right process of rehabilitation and perform these exercises diligently. This will ensure that you stay longer in the game.